Flosstube. It's Carolyn Zook here with C6 Stitch. Today is Saturday, May 11th. I am filming at about 2019, at about 8:45 a.m. I wanted to film quick before I have to go to work. Yes, it's Saturday. It's our busy season at work, and I don't know, the past 3 Saturdays I've had to go in just for a few hours to do an event, and then after that today I'm going to a friend's birthday party. So not all work today. So I'm excited to be here. I'm excited that you're here. It's been really hot in Portland, Oregon, which is funny because I know that our friends in Colorado and other places around, but I know Colorado specifically has had snow. I know the Midwest has had snow this week. I have an aunt who lives in Duluth, Minnesota, and they got like 10 inches of snow on Tuesday. We have been in the upper 80s have we hit 90? I'm not sure if we've actually hit the 90 mark. For whatever reason, that's a pinnacle point. But it's been hot, and I don't have air conditioning in my house. A lot of folks in Portland don't have air conditioning because typically it doesn't get very hot, and we don't have the humidity that folks in the South and the Midwest have. But it's been really hot for us really early. We're about 20 degrees over average right now. And as you might know, I am not a summer person. I don't like the heat. My body doesn't do well in the heat. I get really cranky. Yeah, so it hasn't been, I mean, everybody's excited because the sun is out, but it's just not for me. Is that weird to say? I prefer cold and rainy or snowy weather. But this is just a quick preview, I think, of what's to come this summer. Tomorrow, Sunday, it's just to start cool down, so it should only be mid-80s, and then by Tuesday we'll be in the low 60s and rain. So just trying to make it through. Okay, so let's get started. So I have maybe a mini finish. Is that what you would call it? I don't know. I finished scene 1 of Harbor Haven. So let's see. I have to get those clips so I can more easily hold it up for you. So this is Harbor Haven by the Bay Needle Arts. I'm stitching on 32 count Belfast linen 2/2. This is in vintage smoky white. You can kind of see some of the modeling up here. It sort of looks like clouds, which I really like. I'm usually using mostly the called for, except for the water. I changed out to a Threadworks variegated. I think the number is 1056. I don't know what the actual name is, but that's the water. And then there's some dark spots in the water you can see, which I also changed out. I can't remember what the called for, what I'm using for that. I didn't write that down. I love it. I love it. Look how much space though I have up top. I should have started more, but I didn't know. You didn't. Oh, one of my hairs. Sorry. I'm telling you, my hair, as I age, now, not so much that it's falling out, but I used to have curls when I was little, and then I outgrew them, and my hairdresser said that as you age, because of hormones, they can come back. So they're not really curls, it's just kind of like waves that I can't control. Anyway, this is Harbor Haven. Let's go back to this. So where you see this tree split, everything here, this direction, is the first scene. And then I was debating, do I go back to Cherry Blossoms for a couple weeks or do I keep going? I was really motivated to keep going on this. So I kept going. So everything this direction from where you see that tree split is what I've gotten done new. So not too much. I started this early April. I can't remember the date. I have it written down somewhere. Of course, I didn't write that down either. I started it early April and I finished it early May. But I didn't, there's a whole week where I didn't work on it because I was traveling for work. There were days, some days I'm just too tired to work on it. So it wasn't necessarily a direct whole month. But it actually felt like it went really fast. I like that there's kind of big sections of color. It's just kind of, it's a bit easier after Pretty Little Hawaii, which had a lot of color changes. There are mess ups, of course. This lighthouse, you can't tell, but the pattern says it's only supposed to be 3 stitches wide. Somehow I did it 4. No one's gonna know. um, what else? Oh, I had bought different threads. Like I wanted a variegated for the tree trunk and the leaves and all that. I thought that would look really pretty. And the variegated that I got, I should have pulled all this. I am so not prepared. I'm sorry, you guys. Um, it looked brown when I bought it, and then when I held it up to this, when I started putting it in for the tree trunk, it was a variegated. It was called charcoal, so you should have known that it wasn't really brown. It looked very, very gray. So I took that out and I just went for the called for, which is 3371, I think. And the same for the leaves. The leaves in this one, I just used the called for. I had a variegated, but a lot of the variegation was very, very brown, and it just didn't look. I didn't like the way it looked. So I'm mostly using called for so far. I do have some other variegated. We'll see. I want to keep it kind of consistent though, so I might end up. The only thing I might change is just stick with the water. So that's what I'm working on. So mini finish is scene 1. There are 12 scenes, and I'm on to scene 2. So that is that. Oh, I should show you. I can show you what it looks like and what I'm working on. So this is what it, at the bottom here, this is what it will look like. And I am starting over here. So you can kind of see where that line is. So this is scene 1, this is scene 2. So this is the first scene that I finished. This is the second scene that I'm starting on. So you can see how they kind of fit together. So that's what the second scene will look like. And they all kind of tie in together and make one big continuation together. So I am loving it. It's really, really fun to work on. And I love the colors, and I just love the style of By the Bay. So that's that. I do have a FFO. I'm not sure if I was supposed to start with this. I've never had a FFO before, you guys. So Pretty Little Hawaii, I got a frame for. So I framed it. I just bought the frame at Michael's. Sorry about the glare. Framed it myself. And then I put the label. Can you see it? Put one of those labels on there on the back. And yeah, so it's all set to go to be hung up on my bedroom wall. I didn't do museum glass or anything, like I said. I just got the frame from Michael's. And then this, I got a coordinating frame. I did not make this. Let's be clear. I am not an artist, painter. I bought this print in Hawaii last summer when I went there, and I wanted a matching frame because I want these to go on the wall somehow together. And I'm very big on, I think you're supposed to decorate in threes, so I want to find a third either print. I did pick up some postcards in Hawaii, or a while ago, so Heaven and Earth Designs, Hade, if you aren't familiar, they do have a handful of free charts on their website. So check it out, and they update it every once in a while, not too often. But I've gotten some really, really good ones on the freebie section. And one of them was a hula girl. So I'm kind of thinking, I had to see how big it is, but I'm kind of thinking that would be neat to stitch. But there's so many other things that I want to stitch, honestly. So we'll see. All right. Haul. I don't have too much this time. Well, yeah, okay. I don't have too much this time. All right, so I picked these up from Michael's. It's just a little charm. They were 50% off. I think it was like $2. Has scissors, a little rose, a ruler, and a little thread. Little bobbin of thread. I just thought it was cute. I have no idea what I'm going to use it for. Maybe make it into a scissor fob or something like that. We will see. My Garan tote bags haul. Seems like every week I have a haul. They just keep coming out with more and more. And I think I have made my biggest purchase this week because they have all these beautiful fabrics. But I'm in their Grime Guard of the Month Club. I think it is currently full, but they have a wait list, so I'll put the link below. They sell everything through their Facebook page. So you want to join their Facebook page, which is a really, really fun place to be. They're really wonderful. Gary and Ronnie Garon, get it? So I'm in their Grime Guard of the Month Club, and I have a little funny story about when I first started. I'm not sure if I've told this yet or not. I know I've told Ronnie. But I remember when in Stitch Mania, it was back in October, November, maybe earlier, September, something like that Gary just posted, would anybody be interested in Grime Guard of the Month, like if we did that? And I said yes. And then a little while later, I get an invoice, and I pay it. And then it dawns on me, this stranger on the internet just invoiced me, and I paid it, and I don't even know. Did I just get taken? Did I just give some stranger on the internet some money for something that I don't even know exists? Which is funny now because, of course, they're legitimate. But this was the Grime Guard of the Month. So I get the 11 by 11. They also have 8 by 8. And then they sell some 6 by 6 and other. I'll show you in a minute. Okay, so it's fairies. So you can kind of see that. And there's sparkles. I don't know if you can see the sparkles, but this has sparkles on it. And it's so pretty. So this is the Grime Guard of the Month. So this is what all the month club members got. And I get the 11 by 11. And then in addition, I ordered a 6 by 6. I don't use 6 by 6 very often at all. But I just thought it'd be nice to have at least one Grime Guard. So I just thought it was really pretty with the flowers and the purple and so that's 6 by 6. And then I think this is the first time, and Gary and Ronnie, correct me if I'm wrong, but that they offered 11 by 17 Grime Guard. So I picked one up because I have on order 11 by 17 Q-Snap, which I think will be great with Harbor Haven. So this is the 11 by 17 Grime Guard that I got. And I just love their stuff. I have a bunch of their bags. They have more of their bags coming, which you'll see next time. So definitely check them out. They're wonderful, wonderful people. Their quality is great. And yeah. Okay. So my Glitter Village. So I'm on the automatic. We'll send you the Glitter Village when it comes in. So number 7 came out. So I think there's 2 more. I think there's 9. So from my local needlework shop, which is Acorns and Threads here in Portland. So that came in. And then I did a little shopping on Etsy. I'm not sure why. I mean, why do we do anything? But I've been looking for a really cat patterns that I really like. That aren't too cutesy and aren't like a full coverage. Hey, kind of somewhere in between. So I came across, so this one is Floral Cat Silhouette by Sasha, and it's on Etsy, and it's from a Etsy store called Animal Cross Stitch. I had to read my notes. Isn't that pretty? I wish that she had kind of the same style with like a couple more cats in different poses, and I'll show you in a minute. But this is the only one in that particular style. And there's only like 5 colors, so I don't think it'll take too long. But yeah, I thought that was really, really pretty. And I do hope she'll come out with more. But in case she doesn't, I bought these. These are 3 black cat, floral black cat, by Cross Stitch On. There's the name. On. Stitch On. So I got 3. And my plan is to stitch them all in one piece and hang it in my bedroom. And I think they're so pretty and cute, and I love them. So I got that, and they were really, really inexpensive. I think they were like $3 or $4 for each pattern. So really inexpensive, and they had a sale. I think everything was 10% off. And I started kitting these up. I don't necessarily have a plan of when I'm going to start them, but I did start kitting them up just because that's fun to do as well. And I really like it, kitting things up. I like organizing. let's face it, I really like organizing. I also got this sweet card from Hydran. Hydran has won 2 or 3 of the giveaways now. So she sent me another really pretty thank you card. This is called Passion Flowers and Hummingbirds by Martin Johnson Heade. I almost said Hade, just out of, because it's spelled similar. Heade. So that's pretty. Thank you, Hydran. Very, very pretty. That's all I have for you guys. Can you believe it? I did have a chatelaine opening. There's a cat in here. There's a cat. I got my chatelaine kit for Evening in the Park, which I made a separate video for, and I went through it, and I realized afterwards I should have taken a white piece of paper and held up so you could see the threads better, but I didn't. So lesson learned on that. So my next chatelaine kit I get, which I haven't ordered yet, I will do a better job, but that is up. So check that out. Check that video out if you're interested in kind of what comes with the chatelaine kits and how you do it. You have a lot of options, and it makes, I think it's always more complicated when you hear somebody explaining it, but when you're kind of going through the steps yourself, it makes a lot of sense, and the website is really easy to use and kind of walks you through it. Okay, so D-Stash. So we have some winners, and I have some additional things to D-Stash. First up, Laura Lee, last time you won this seashell wreath. I haven't heard from you yet. I haven't checked, caveat, I have not checked my email in a few days, so I apologize if you have sent me your address. But I commented on your comment that you wanted this and you won it. So I'll give you another couple weeks and then I'll have to put it back in the rotation for someone else. But please do email me at czooksstitch@gmail.com with your address so I can get that out to you. Okay, so the winners for this week, we had this plastic canvas magnets. And Elizabeth M., you won this. So please send me your address. And I'll comment on your comment as well, so I can get this shipped out to you. There were a few other people who wanted it, and I'm sorry, I didn't write down your name in front of me. Somebody said they wanted to teach their granddaughter how to do plastic canvas, and never fear, I have more plastic canvas booklets that I'll be giving away. So if you didn't win this one and you do want, hang in there, you might like some other things to teach your grandkids or your kids that you might be interested in. But Elizabeth, you won that. I was giving away the Interweave Knits. This is the winter 2019 issue. And Kitty, you won this. So please send me your address so I can get that in the mail to you. And the bread covers, Susan Compton, you won this. And I do have your address, so I will get that shipped out to you. And the bread on the back was the alphabet in the fancy monogram letters. So I will get that sent out. And nobody wanted the Mother Goose cross-stitch booklet, so I will give that a rest for a few weeks and sneak it back in the giveaway and see if anybody else wants it at a later date, and if not, we'll just pass it on to the Goodwill and maybe somebody can find it there. Okay, so I have 4 things to give away for this week. Make sure you comment below, but please don't say giveaway or win or anything like that, because we want to keep the trolls away. And as you know, not all of these are cross-stitch related. So I don't know if anybody will want this. This is another thing. So I said that I was a little sentimental about giving this away, because I've had this forever. I think this is one of the first pieces. Yeah, this is from 1982, copyright 1982. I've probably had it close to that long, and it's just a very sentimental piece because it's always been with me. But it's time to part ways with it. This is a similar thing. This is a quilting. Teach yourself to quilt, step-by-step instructions. This is what I taught. This was $5. There's no way this would be $5 today. I mean, this isn't that old. This is what I taught myself, 1988. I taught myself how to quilt using this book. This is what I use. So there are, random post-it notes. I do have some markings in it. Not just like, I think I can show you this. First time completed. It says first time completed July 7th, 2001. So just things like that I have written in there. And it walks you through lesson 1, lesson 2, and that type of thing. And apparently I marked down when I completed each lesson. But it's all hand quilting, I think. So this is what it will look like. And I still have the top piece that I did, and it's not very good. But, you know, I did it. So if you want this, say I'd like to quilt. If you want to learn how to quilt. It was a very good book. I went on to quilt, make several quilts. So, I have another bread covers, you guys. I told you I have like 6 of these. So this is bread covers. You can see kind of the designs and images. And keep in mind, you don't have to use these for bread covers, right? These little, like this would be cute on just like a little card or something. This one also has the alphabet on the back of like monograms, so you could use it just for that. I think that, you know, if you want to make a towel set or napkin set for somebody who's getting married or something like that with their monogram initials, I think that would be really neat. So, you know, you can think creatively. You don't necessarily have to, oh, that's pretty. You don't necessarily have to make bread covers. So for this one, say I'd like to stitch the bread covers. For those who don't know, when my grandmother passed away, I got like 6, I got a bunch of her cross-stitch stuff, and like 6 of them were bread cover books. Here's another plastic canvas one. I really like this one. It's called Countdown to Christmas. It's like an Advent, you know, it's kind of a big piece, and it's like a little Advent scene. So this is what it would look like on the back. And you open up the doors and you see all the different reindeer. It's really cute. I don't think I ever made it though, but it's cute. So you could say I'd like to plastic canvas, or I'd like the plastic canvas, something like that. That's right. And then the cross stitch piece that I'm giving away is this book, 5th in the series, the Omni Book of Quickies. So it's a bunch of cross stitch, little, just random mini designs. Look, that'd be cute for, well, I guess Mother's Day is tomorrow, but it'd be cute. Or if you know somebody who has a spring birthday, look at the cat. Of course, I'm going to point out the cat. So it's just full, and just every page, it's black and white. Every page is just full of cross-stitch designs. So you could say I'd like the cross-stitch book or something like that. There's 580 designs. I mean, it's a full book. It's 48 pages. 48 pages. There are some flowers. Oh, here's some more designs that you'll get. I mean, there's a lot. I've had this for a long time, and I think I've kind of used what I'm going to use out of it. So I'd like the cross-stitch book if you want that. Otherwise, I think that's all I have for you guys. Not too much this week, although it's about the same length as my other videos. So I'm going to quick chug some coffee and get to work and go celebrate a friend's birthday. So tomorrow, when this goes up tomorrow, will be Mother's Day here in the U.S. So happy Mother's Day to all of you who are mothers or are trying to be mothers or will be mothers. You know, those who might have strained relationships with your mothers, you know, just know that you are loved. And I think there's many different ways that we can form relationships in our lives. And we can have mother-like figures that we want to celebrate, or, you know, there's the family we're given and there's the family we choose. And so I know Mother's Day is sometimes hard for some people if you've recently lost your mother or have a somewhat strained relationship with your mother. So I just wanted to say that I see you and we love you, and we're holding you in our hearts. And to everyone out there, I hope you have a great day. And yeah, I'm going to go try to cool off, even though it's only 9 a.m. I'm so hot, you guys. It's so hot. Okay. I just had a thought of winter in my mind. Like I was just dreaming winter. Anyway, take care. Have a great couple of weeks. Happy stitching, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye, everybody.